Hello? Well, thank you all for coming. It's a great night. Welcome. Thank you. I mean, it could be better than this for a night at Ricker's Landing. Okay, let's assume that I went to dinner last night with Yvonne and Charlie Goldsmith and with Rick and Anne-Marie Malone. We had a great dinner. After I left, on the way home, they started talking. Wasn't his comments weird? Did you hear it all right? Okay, I'm going to start all over again. I went to dinner last night with a couple of people. I don't even know them. And on the way home, they started talking about things I said. I can't believe he said those things. What's he talking about? They were weird. And after all these years knowing him, I never knew he felt like that. So finally, Charlie piped up and said, I can't believe that Ken is still an optimistic Jaguar fan. Okay, on stage tonight, there's 3 couples that are returning from dinner. And they're disappointed about what they heard at dinner, the views of their companions and friends. It's not about sports. So if you look at the pamphlet you were given when you walked in, that's the one-page program, tells you the cast of characters. And making her Victor's stage debut tonight was Arlene Vandal. Okay, we thank Janice Richardson, as usual, and Megan Lee for the support and help they give us. And I think we're almost ready. This is a timely drama, and it's called Conversations After Dinner. Thank you.
I'll bring one back. Okay, I'll bring one back. I'll bring one so they don't.
Mark, I cannot tell you how sad I am. I mean, I'm so sad. What in the world are we going to do about this?
I have no idea.
Boy, am I glad this night is over.
My goodness, that conversation just got out of hand in a hurry, didn't it?
Did it ever? Unbelievable. Even my jokes around didn't help. The Jaguar game should get my mind off the whole thing.
Oh, I agree with you, hon, but you're not going to watch football all night, are you?
You bet I am.
I wanted to watch a rerun of George Burns and Gracie Allen. She's my favorite.
I never would have guessed it.
Well, I'd really rather watch a basketball game with Caitlin Clark.
She's playing tomorrow night.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay then. You can be the big macho guy. But I know you better. Remember when I lovingly called you Wimpy?
You did not.
Did so.
Did not.
Did so.
Okay. Just because a button popped off my shirt one time, I mean, come on.
Oh, this article in Good Housekeeping explains how bad potato chips are.
Uh-huh.
Well, you gobble them down like they're M&Ms. And by the way, all you ever read are the sports pages. I think you should improve your mind.
Well, wait a
Just
minute.
once.
You know I love you. What does that say about my mind?
Okay.
I love you truly, truly, dear.
I know, but I prefer you watch the game than sing.
You know, I don't like the new name of the Washington football team.
You don't like the name of the Commanders? Well, so what do you think it should be?
Of all the politicians in D.C., they should call them the Washington Chameleons.
That's not funny. And especially after that dinner conversation.
Do you really think a joke started the whole fuss and, oh, whoa, touchdown pass to the Jags, yes, yes.
Listen to this. The new bridge in town is expected to go over budget by $50 million. A tax increase is coming. Did you know that?
Did you know that politicians are like diapers? They should be changed often and for the same reason.
What's the use? Enjoy the game, lover.
Yes, Gracie.
Crystal, I can't believe what happened at dinner tonight.
Honey, I don't know what happened. It just came out of the blue.
Let's just change the subject for now so I can let it sink in.
Blake, calm down. Your face is as red as beets. Speaking of food, dinner was good tonight, right?
Nice way to switch subjects. Thank you. And yes, dinner was fine, but I really loved the dessert.
Me too. They make the best ice cream here. Honey, why don't you turn on the football game?
Oh, not another one.
Just relax, Blake. You deserve it after the stressful week you had playing gin rummy.
Thanks, but you know I'm really better at chess.
Listen to this. The Wall Street Journal. There are more sheep than people in Wales.
I didn't know that. Very interesting.
And the stock market went down today.
Gee, thanks. Any other good news to distract me?
Oh my,
What's wrong?
nothing.
I can see by the look on your face it has to be something.
Well, it says here that the stock in your old company went down 10%.
No, not again. It's hit the company pretty hard, and our portfolio has really taken a hit.
Well, why don't you just watch the game and forget about it?
Sure, something else to forget about. Meanwhile, our new CEO will be raising heck with the employees and just making things worse.
Well, if he does, I'll remind him of that night at the company party when he flirted with me.
What? That SOB, I'll punch him in the nose.
Don't worry, honey, he didn't get to first base.
Good thing. Let's turn the TV off. And by the way, Crystal, when was the last time I flirted with you?
Let me think about that. About 8 months ago on your birthday.
What?
I'm just kidding. Like, you're always extremely affectionate.
Good. If you didn't think I was, that would upset me even more than the conversation at dinner.
Oh, sweetheart. To me, our relationship is perfect.
Oh, Crystal, give me a hug.
Mark, what an incredibly strange evening. I mean, we touched on every single one of the hot-button political issues.
And our friends knew all of them.
I mean, to think we've known our neighbors for years and years, and we had no clue. Well, I am not going to let it change my plans for tonight. It's time to turn the game on.
Hold it. I thought we were going to play cribbage tonight.
Ah, but it's a very, very important game.
You know I can take football or leave it. I'm looking forward to reading this terrific new book.
Don't worry, I'll turn the sound way down so it will not bother you.
So what's the big deal about this game? You didn't even finish reading the Wall Street Journal.
Well, Mark, if you must know, Trevor Lawrence is playing.
Well, he's a very good player. What is it with his long hair? His hair's longer than Caitlin Clark's.
Mark, get with it. He's the best looking guy on the field.
When I was his age, I looked like a Greek god.
Oh, my. Oh, sure. I'll take a pass on the usual response to that one. How about telling me the title of that book you seem so interested in?
It's Sex After 70. In my opinion, you should read it as well.
Mark! Well, as the wife said to her husband in last night's TV movie, if I want your opinion, I will give it to you.
That sounded better last night.
But you know I'm just kidding.
You're a gem, Marge, and you can take your hat off finally.
Oh, I didn't even think you noticed my hat. And you know how much I love all hats. But I'll take it off. Oh, thank goodness. That game is over.
Oh, what a great game. Too bad I missed the 80-yard TV run when you were blabbering about my cholesterol.
Oh, don't be a smart aleck. Our health is important.
Boy, Blake and Crystal looked real sharp tonight. Kind of overdressed, weren't they?
You think? Who do they think they are? The Carringtons?
Blake seemed a bit overweight to me, but he does have a jolly sense of humor.
Oh, not at all. His jokes are so old and so corny.
Well, didn't you hear the one about the bartender?
No, I guess I was distracted.
Well, here's what the bartender in an English pub said to Charles Dickens when he ordered a martini. Oliver Twist.
That is so South Park. Maybe Blake should be like Mark, who is really quite glib tonight.
If you don't mind my saying so, I thought the clothes Marjorie wore made her look, let's just say, extremely attractive.
Well, look who's becoming a fashion expert. I suppose you thought that hat was nice looking.
Well, let me find the right words. Let's just say the hat was eye-catching. Only my opinion.
Just shows what you know.
Nothing, I guess. However, I do know that I wish the subject of politics never came up.
Oh, my gosh. I have never heard so many different views. I thought I was going to have an anxiety attack.
It must depend on which newspaper you read or which TV channel you watch.
Well, where do you get impartial news these days?
Funny thing, though, we all agreed on some issues. For example, the national debt is a serious problem. And for that matter, we all love living here in heavenly bliss.
But also, everyone felt very strongly there should be a traffic light on the corner on A1A.
That's true, too.
Now, please don't join in with politics if it comes up the next time. Our friends at the other tables are staring at us.
Okay, but listen, it wasn't only my fault. You cut in a few times.
I only wanted to simmer things down.
Well, I got the message, finally.
Yes, you did, sweetie pie. Oh, you have to read this.
Later.
No, now, there's a story about avoiding dehydration. I have told you 1,000 times you don't drink enough water.
Gracie, I've stopped counting how often I drink water daily. Speaking of which, do you know how they make holy water?
I guess you're going to tell me, no matter what.
They boil the hell out of it.
Well, I kind of expected that, Izzy. Unlike the conversation at dinner, that was an unexpected surprise.
Gracie, a surprise is unexpected. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Mr. Thesaurus, but it was a surprise and a shock.
Crystal, did you notice that Grant never gave Gracie a chance to join in the conversation? He interrupted her several times last night.
I did notice that. But why were you so interested in what Marjorie and Gracie were saying?
Because I didn't want to listen to Mark, of all people, talk about football. And by the way, did you see Marjorie? She seemed to have way too much makeup on.
I thought Marjorie looked just fine. But poor Mark, his comments were bizarre. He doesn't even know what the red zone is.
Oh, heck, all of that was harmless banter compared to the squabble at dinner about politics. I wish we had stuck to this year's program at the Jacksonville Symphony.
Can you believe it? I couldn't even look them in the eye.
It was weird. One moment we were all in agreement that there should be some limit on the influence of special interest groups. Then, all of a sudden, the conversation got way off track.
I know. And I thought we would have all agreed when the subject of term limits came up.
Well, I'm afraid we'll have to wait until hell freezes over for term limits to happen.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair.
What was that?
I don't know. Maybe Gracie and Grant are auditioning for America's Got Talent.
I don't think so.
By the way, why did you bring up the shortage of baby formula?
I only wanted to lead into a new joke that I had just heard. Listen, we don't have to worry about a shortage of baby formula at Heavenly Bliss until we reach the age of 100. That's when they start serving it to us.
That is funny, but it was insensitive to some of them.
Okay. I felt like crawling under the table. My thanks to Marjorie, who piped up with a joke.
She did come to your rescue. You know, I really like Marjorie. Considering her success in business, she's so unassuming. Ooh, I wonder if she has stock in the company.
She's something special, all right. And by the way, how were my jokes?
That was some football game tonight.
Okay, I got you. No more slapstick gags from me.
Are you gonna let Grant take over that department?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's my buddy.
Yes. Yes, oh my goodness, that is so wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. Goodbye.
What was that?
The Jaguars won.
Good, but Lawrence is no Tom Brady. Brady's the GOAT. Greatest of all time.
Yes, yes he is. Now let me just think for a minute about an acronym to describe you. How about the GLOAT?
Gloat? What does that mean?
Greatest lover of all time.
Wow. Should I take a bow? Call me Don Juan.
Oh my goodness, hold on. Do not let this go to your head. You're much, much, much more like Don Amici, or even our very own Don Furman.
You know, that's the difference between Brady and me. No retirement for me. I'm with you all the way, Marge, for better or worse.
You're so sweet.
Oh, just like tonight's dessert. But wasn't the bar service bad tonight? Think I should be a bartender?
Really? Would that be like a temptation from the devil? Or an answer to a prayer?
You mean like a fox in the henhouse?
Oh, my goodness. Exactly.
Smart of you, Marge, for cutting off the talk of politics at dinner. Humor cooled a tense situation.
I know. We just can't get it off our minds, can we?
Tell me again how it went.
Well, my children, okay, I thought it might be funny. There's bipartisan agreement in Congress to approve medicinal marijuana to relieve arthritic pain.
I hadn't heard that.
Well, in other words, there is joint support for joint support for joint support.
That's a good one, and it worked to lower the temperature.
Well, I must tell you, I am very concerned about the next time we are all together.
Say, changing the subject, I can hear Grant slurping his soup.
Did you happen to notice that Gracie had much too much lipstick on?
No, I didn't, but I was fascinated with Crystal's jewelry.
Oh, well, don't be. Don't be. What impressed me was how smart Blake is. I mean, he really seems to know.
Wait a second.
Yes?
He spends all day watching TV news, and then he regurgitates it back as if he's brilliant. A bit of a phony, if you ask me.
Well, I'm going to remember not to ask you. You must be very jealous of him.
That's crazy. Besides, I bet you don't know the two most jealous letters in the alphabet.
Now, that sounds completely ridiculous. So what are they?
The letters are NB.
That is so pathetic.
Just having a little fun.
You know something? I used to like the delightful nights at dinner when all you men bragged about your athletic skills back in the old days. I mean, so serious. I was barely able to hold in my laughter.
Yep, they were the good old days.
Okay, Grant, I guess it's time to go to bed.
Oh, boy. It's been a long day. I'm exhausted.
You know, our kids are so happy that we live in heavenly bliss. It gives them peace of mind.
Gives me peace of mind knowing that you are taken care of.
Well, that's a two-way street. But thanks for thinking of me. We pretty lucky.
Now, luck has a lot to do with it. The investment we made in Bitcoin turned out to be our nest egg.
Yeah, you got out of the high.
Don't forget, you encouraged me to do it. So you get the lion's share of the credit.
Well, it is what it is.
Hey, are you feeling okay?
I'll be okay. At the next council meeting, I'm suggesting the name of this place might be changed to Heavenly Heartburn.
Honey, that's a good one. But remember, I'm the comedian here.
Well, at least I have no complaints about our neighbors.
You can't find nicer people than Blake and Crystal.
Or Marjorie and Mark.
Yeah, exactly why I'm on the edge about our relationship with each of them after tonight's fiasco.
Gosh, we have dinner with them again tomorrow night. Oh, Grant, please be nice.
I'll try and come up with some new stories.
Good idea. Oh, let's face it. We all share some of that responsibility. I put my 2 cents in too.
I don't think I'll be able to sleep thinking about it.
Better take a sleeping pill.
First, do you think this gag will help? If the opposite of pro is con, then is Congress the opposite of progress?
Oh, that is a real stretch. But it does give me an excuse to call Crystal and Marjorie in the morning.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Crystal, I'm getting tired.
Me too. Let's go to bed.
You know, Crystal, I'm a really lucky guy.
Of course you are. You have me.
I'm being serious.
Sorry.
First, I loved how you raised our kids and took charge while I was traveling and spending so much time at work.
Like we both did our share.
Second, you picked out this place and convinced me we should live here. Now we have so many new friends, pals like Grant and Mark.
Well, when I visited Heavenly Bliss and I met the incredible staff, I figured, how could we go wrong? And you're right about our friends. That's why I wish we had talked more about movies than politics.
I'm with you on that.
I hope there's no uneasiness at dinner tomorrow night.
Well, amen. Maybe we should make up an excuse and skip dinner and stay home.
That wouldn't be nice. And besides, it wouldn't solve anything. Like, we have to go.
Oh, I guess you're right. Let me get back to the point I tried to make earlier. I wasn't always a thoughtful husband. No flowers on some Valentine's Day, or special gifts at Christmas.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious. Did you hear that noise? It sounds like Grant would do anything to get attention.
Yes, but Blake, honey, let me be serious too. Don't you realize that just knowing you had me and the children as your major concern was enough to make us feel proud of you and content?
That's exactly my point. Marrying you was the best thing that ever happened to me, and all of our friends agree.
Aw, we have such wonderful friends. And you know what? Marrying you was the best thing that happened to me too.
You know, you sure know how to set me straight. Say I have an idea. If our friends are still upset, how about this to break the ice? What's the difference between baseball and politics?
What?
In baseball, if you're caught stealing, you're out.
And it would only add to the mixed feelings about certain politicians that were mentioned at dinner.
But we gotta try something, don't we?
Let me see. Okay, maybe I have one. How about this? Why do Americans choose from just 2 candidates for president and 52 for Miss America?
You know, that's a darn good question.
You're darn right. And I just made a decision. First thing in the morning, I'm going to call Marjorie and Gracie.
Marge, what do you think? Time for bed?
Oh, I must say, my eyes are starting to close. So let's go.
Do you ever think about the fact we seldom argue anymore?
Well, why in the world think of negatives?
I remember when we debated the need for jackets in the dining room.
My goodness. Such an unexciting subject. I will tell you this, though, Mark. I definitely didn't agree with everything you said at dinner.
When you called me Marcus, I got the message.
Well, you know, we can agree to disagree sometimes.
Right. As long as you're right. Just kidding.
Well, your bigger point about us getting along is spot on. Thank goodness. We've been fortunate to be together so long as a team.
Sure have. And who knew you'd break the glass ceiling?
Oh, come on, come on. It was so long overdue for women. Way more deserving than I.
I'm proud of you, Marge, and the career you enjoyed in banking. You weren't a DEI hire either.
Mark, I could not have done it without your support and how you kept the family going.
And we have many friends.
Well, I do get along very well with Gracie and Crystal,
And I like Grant and Blake.
which is why I feel so badly about how dinner ended tonight. In fact, I think we all acted disrespectfully.
Look how we walked back to our apartments without talking to each other. Not very nice. I hope Grant tells some jokes tomorrow night.
Well, me too. And oh gosh, but you know, laughter alone does not ease hurt feelings.
At least it's a good way to start.
Well, it would be a terrible shame if tonight caused a split between us.
Unthinkable. For example, Grant's a Yankee fan and Blake is a Red Sox fan. But that has no bearing on their close friendships.
Frankly, I must tell you honestly, I had no problem with their opinions tonight. They all have different backgrounds, different experiences, and different beliefs.
Which is why they express themselves in their own ways.
Yes, we covered one issue after another, and I mean, wow, the emotions ran so high.
I wish politicians would express their intention to run for public office without making impossible promises.
I know, it seems like, I think you would agree with me, it seems like a politician has very good objectives at the start, but changes when inside the DC bubble.
Just amazing.
As for our friends, tonight does not change my feelings about them one iota. Not one iota.
Well said, Marge.
Tell you what, you come with me.
Hello? Are you guys still up? Come on out.
Anybody home?
All right.
What's going on? Is everything all right?
What's going on? Can we help you? Mark and I just wanted to say goodnight to you in the proper way. And thank you so much for being such great friends.
We couldn't put off till tomorrow what had to be said now. We think too highly of each of you.
Thanks for getting us together face to face before the night was over. What a relief.
And now I'll be able to get a good night's sleep.
You know, you all are so special to Grant and me. Really, really sorry about tonight.
I'm so thankful that we're all together again. We really love you guys so much.
Let me say this. I want to apologize for getting so hot and bothered and being so damn pompous.
It was my fault. I was off base.
Hey, wait a minute, blame me. Besides, I'm more pompous than anybody.
It is truly sad. It is really, really unfortunate. None of us were taught to discuss sensitive matters like politics in a civil manner. The world and all of us would be a lot smarter had we been taught that.
Nevertheless, the fact is, passions for some people run deep on sports, politics, religion, etc., etc.
You know, I have an urge to sing God Bless America.
Oh, please. But you have a great t-shirt.
And I still say the Yanks are better than the Red Sox. But Blake and I are still the best of friends.
We are? Oh, yes, well, sure, of course we are. Which reminds me of a poem.
Oh, you wrote a poem?
I hope it's short.
The feeling of friendship, right from the start, is that special feeling you feel in your heart. a feeling from deep down inside, a feeling that no one should ever hide.
Oh, your attention, please. I have something to say.
Oh,
no.
All right, no.
This should be real good.
Coming together like this has been great, but enough of all the tears, the sentimental mush, the kumbaya. Marge, please don't ever wear that red hat again.
It was pink.
Whatever.
Good night. Good night, all.
Really have a great
Much fun. Much fun.